Did you know that everyone's mouth is a house? Imagine the amount of stories that stay hidden behind white picket teeth. Picture a room full of secrets, breaking down the front door of vulnerability, ready to roll off a yard of a tongue. Scientists say we speak 7,000 words a day. Imagine how large that number could be if we broke free from the shackles that kept us prisoner to the past. Imagine if the last situation that sank your hope was also the cannonball you used to float towards the surface. So today, if you woke up with an anchor tugging at the veins inside of your heart, remember, your friends are not shooting stars, only to be seen for a fraction of a second. They are merely a phone call away. Call them. Say hey. Say anything that makes your head hot and your bones rattle with purpose. If you need to, slow dance with the present until you are no longer nervous. Speak. Be the loudest house during a block party, a parade of thunderbolts in the middle of a silent rainstorm. I want you to know that despite what you've been told, you are never your mistakes, even when you've made a few. Every time the sun rises, you are made anew. Imagine looking into a mirror and seeing yourself as a canvas that has yet to be painted, a fresh pair of hands that have never been tainted. You are a clean slate with 7,000 chances to boost your own ego. Fly high, if only for today. Be your own hero. Pick up a pen. Rewrite your story in the way you want it to live. Use the exact words that you want to be passed down like a family heirloom at the dinner table. If only you're able, then break into your own house. Pry open your mouth and speak.
Everyone wants a tight pussy, so here. Take mine. Mine a swollen eye after the pepper spray. Pussy so unyielding it zip ties. Globe luxation. Rock slide. Cave in. So airtight it gives you the bends. So dense it bludgeons the speculum. Pussy so tight-lipped it's laconic. Pussy to the point of rubber bands snap. Shut up? Beat you to it. Pussy has word economy, tight purse strings, too narrow for ants. Anxious as the finger holding a nail in place, got its eyes in the penny press, just thinking about stuffing a sponge into the belly of a highball glass. Choke that finger all you want. The ring is feeling pouty this season, and now you can't sit cross-legged, or wear jeans, or ride a bike, or be held any tighter than you're already holding yourself.
Who am I? I am so thick with my ancestors' accent that I spit middle passage, saltwater passages till I'm dehydrated, till I feel faded. Like I stepped off the boat, looked at the new world and looked at my focus, said, hey, look, y'all, we made it. Like getting here was a choice. Ask Kanye about enslaved options, like we had the option to work or die, like I had the option to take slave wages or take 12 gauges to my torso, like my bloodline decided that the only way we was gonna survive is they use their black hands to snatch white cotton until they turn blood red, you know, doing what was necessary. I am necessary. I am black soul with pull like a black hole, electro funk spectacular, backflip into oblivion. Motherfucker, I'm ice cold. I am classic good. I got heaven buried in my DNA. I got Harriet Tubman ready to human traffic my loved ones out the prison system in my DNA. All gas, no brakes till we break the chains and set loose the shackles in my DNA. I got drums and thump in my DNA. I got blues in my DNA. Mississippi Delta mud holding the stories of black men murdered for a song in my DNA. I got pulpit prophets spitting sin and gospel. When you address me, make sure you put God in my title. I am a freestyle. I am off the dome. I am the old school resurrector. I'm a tape. Listen, you can hear the drums and thumps of the railroad chains, of the railroad gangs, of the underground sound they call that hip hop. I am living in a 50-year-old culture where breakdance and Krylon cans in a DJ's hands and an MC can conduct a whole night that crosses an ocean. I am imagination. I'm a father. And I exist. And I'm here. I am a brother. I'm a husband. I'm a black man experiencing America. I'm a black man experiencing America, surviving it, surviving it, surviving it.
You cut me off mid-sentence to point out the tinge of foreign in my tongue. When I try to explain, my words come out in the wrong direction. My heart tries to speak from right to left, but my mouth doesn't cooperate. It has long left its right to return to its roots. So instead, I pluck what little spices are left on my tongue and I lay them bare in front of you. I trace back my ancestry in the shapes of cedar trees and olive branches. I paint our flag with the colors of Zadar and Semeh, names and faces tainted red, and my hand comes to a halt, right where my own should have been. You see, betrayal tastes like whitewash, tastes like Nando's extra mild, tastes like the brown dye in Rishi Sunak's white collar, or the inshallah out of Joe Biden's mouth tastes like metal in my throat. Every time someone asks me where I am from, betrayal looks just like me. And I will pass it down to my children, for the biggest battles are fought on foreign land, and that is all they will ever know, battlefields. So much so that by the time they ask me where they're from, there will no longer be any spices left for them to take for granted. They will grow up waving a white flag, not knowing that the price for peace was a life uprooted, was the bleaching of a history right off the cloth of their ancestors. I am the story of how a culture dies. But I refuse to have this blood on my hands. Redemption, you see, tastes like batata harra, tastes like Fairuz's voice on a Sunday morning, tastes like cafe najar and the jiran and the tu'burni out of grandma's mouth, tastes like a squeeze of lemon right in my eyes every time someone asks me where I am headed. Redemption is an entire generation who finally understands. So the next time someone points out the tinge of home in my tongue, I will tell them the story of how a culture comes to life, and my words will come out just right, to left, like they were always meant to.
At my school, high school, is in direct reference to the amount of jewels you can find in the boys' bathroom, to the beakers seen as bongs in every science classroom, to the constant threat of bombs and bullets flying past you. In my school, high school correlates to the number of students past their sell-by dates, to the gravestones dropping faster than graduation rates, to the fervid fear of having only today. Every death could be a breath away. In my school, high school concentrates on remaining in the top teen pregnancy states. The Bible Belt binds our minds so the brain can't contemplate safe sex without becoming a sinner. Hillsborough is where private school staff go to feel cultured. They make mission trips to our prison bricks under the condition that they don't need to drink the water or smell the children. My school is forgotten Nashville. The global annex was once Edge Hill. They say a place is a people, and I wonder, is this what has become of the Congo? Instead of love, they pass out tardy slips like microaggressions, and every day we march to fire drills like funeral processions. There were 2 gun threats the first week of my freshman year. Stack up expulsions like evictions in the high-rises here. The bomb is coming. In the moment's 3 degrees of heat and war align. MLK, big picture, Hume Fog, Columbine. They say the world is ending right here in our lifetime. Science says the world will end before the day we turn 29. I am sorry that my classmates have to live in such fear. I'm sorry Goldman Sachs is growing bigger each year, that they have blown up your home and left you with nothing though the neighborhood's gone. The bullets keep coming, that your living room is where they now meet and wealthy men stand planning their next corporate retreat because bombs don't hit the homes that are warm through the winter. My school, like Maplewood High School, is at home in a zone where 1 in 6 children are food insecure. But school lunches cost money, so hungry kids must endure. In Davidson County, the most expensive thing is being poor. I'm sorry that my children may never get to breathe the pollen-packed air because the towers downtown have taken more than their share, that they will never see the grass move, hear the cicadas' war cry. I am sorry. I spent most of my life not knowing how to say those 3 simple words, or any words to the deaf students that go to our schools, because no metro high schools offer sign language classes. Most times, the only way to break a barrier is an apology. But young nations fall victim to parents' mythology, and children inherit elders' damnation, so we've got tied-up tongues and pre-cocked guns, and we're riddled with bullet holes and touch starvation here in the generation of the bomb. But the good thing is, we don't walk this flaming earth alone. We're taking back our burning ball, and I'll be damned if we don't call it home. No firewall, no hand grenade, no president or climate change, no nuke or phobia can steal the Zion. Because volcanoes scorch the ground for life's new dawn. In my school, which is every metro high school, I hope one day I'll learn to say I'm sorry in all of your native languages, because that's something that unites before the fire. People who live in constant fear of dying in these places made to give a better life are different. We're fighting for a world that hates us because we love it more, because we embrace the changing skyline but revere the town before. In my school, we are the generation of the bomb. We're loving because that's all we have left. We're rising, the reincarnation of a war-torn silent generation. We're louder than they could ever be before because our Constitution mandates love and understanding, because prejudice is no match for Google Translate. We are 7,000 days away from burning ourselves to the ground. Maybe in the ashes, Nashville, Hillsborough will still be around, because this city is a people, not a place. I can see Nashville in every single face. And I know when Music City sends that song of embrace, even the cicadas will listen.
Couplet therapy. High school, my mouth full of unverbalized dysphoria. Every statement a run-on sentence of apologies and adolescent suicidal aspirations. I couldn't stop, wondering how I was supposed to forgive myself for all the things I would never become. I was your almost dead daughter, so hungry for approval that I wore my rib cage like a corset, memorized the matrilineal pantomime, took up contortionism, craving spinelessness. But I stopped writing my own obituaries, and the line between us hisses with static. Somehow, that doesn't keep your voice from ricocheting across the regions of my hippocampus, a bullet off the old block. Just another colorless carbon copy hot off the press. So we copy, paste, print, and reprint generational self-hatred because inheritance is incidental, but breaking the cycle is instrumental. We may have similar wounds, but repeating yours never helped heal mine. So when future partners ask me about my scars, I will tell them that they are from digging every piece of you out of my habits, from showering that shattered high school shell of self with defiant self-love. Because when you looked at me, you saw a problem, but all I see is a promise.